Hello and welcome back. This is James Dartcephalus on the forum. This is part 4 of the tutorial on flips and rolls. I said in the last tutorial that I was going to try to make that one the last one that dealt with flips, and then I watched it back and realized that there were some things that I missed in there. Particularly, I did one of the things that I usually dislike when other people do it in tutorials. I showed you the flip and a half move and said, there, it works just like that, it's easy. I wanted to spend a little bit more time on that move and wrap things up and show it to you a little bit more slowly and completely because it is one of the more difficult. So if you recall from last week, we dealt with the idea of the point of balance and rolling that point of balance around one's thumb. So just to show you the circle and a half again, there it was. And if you see what happened there is I flipped it up this way, it rolled around my thumb and into my hand. And the reverse of that was over the back of my hand and then back into this one. The reverse is for hand rolls, and we'll deal with that one later. To integrate the flip and a half into a figure eight, all you need to know is that one. Alright, when we do it on the other side of the body, though, it's a little bit trickier, getting it from the reverse grip into the forward grip. And so I notice, and some of you have noticed, that you end up getting somewhat stuck in the reverse grip. Now the move is basically the same, but it won't roll around our thumb because the point of balance is right here. Our thumb is up here. So we're going to have to give it a little bit of a lift. So whereas before we roll it around the thumb, here let's see okay, so here from the reverse grip, we'll still be rolling it around the thumb. Let me show it to you in full speed, because this sort of depends on the momentum. And you'll notice that if I do it with the roll around the thumb, it's almost entirely contact. There's not a lot of aerial to it. So just for the sake of demonstration, let me get the camera a little bit lower here. There we go. Okay, so to that side, reverse grip, and then back. And you notice what I did here was I'm still rolling it around the thumb, but I have to give it a little bit of a lift in order to get it back into the hand. So there's a little bit of aerial, not full contact, but a little bit, but mostly. Okay, so contact, okay, and back. Okay, and just so you can see the side view of that, there's one direction. So, and there's the other. Okay, a little bit of air, but not a lot. And basically you can work that into the figure eight. The aerial version is the same thing, except instead of rolling it around the thumb, we're going to boost it a little bit and let it complete that roll on its own. It's a little bit more difficult because when we lift it off, we have to exert more energy, and the saber is going to lose momentum when it's not in contact with us. So just to show you that, here, I'll start on this side. Okay, we're going to go to the inverse. We'll try that again without all the clashes. To the inverse. And then back to right. Okay, so let me show you this side one more time, and then I'll turn around and show you the other. Back up a second. To the inverse. Back to right. Okay, so it's making the same amount of spins, except I'm hefting it into the air and catching it. And you notice on the reverse, I'm getting it from the reverse grip back to the regular grip. I'm catching it with the blade pointing behind my back. That's hard to get used to, but if you consciously try to wait until the blade is pointing away from you or away from your front towards your back instead of pointing forward, it's easier to be able to get your hand palm up into the right space to do that. So one more time. Reverse. Forward. Okay, so that's the aerial. We've got the contact, and then we've got the area. Okay. Now, one last thing about flips. I showed you last time the full flip. Looks like that. Okay, if we string it into the figure 8. The thing about this full flip, though, is that with this we can stall indefinitely on one side of the body. Crossing back over only when I'm ready. Alright, and I can stall over here, and then change hands. Okay, and one last thing so that we get all of the flips in a row here. The upward wield, that spin and a half can be done with the upward as well. Same move, except rolling up. Gonna have to, there we go. And if you do these things with reaching your hands around each other, you can see what it looks like in slow motion. It's awkward, you won't be able to do it at speed, but just so you see it here. I come with forward grip, reverse grip. I come with reverse grip, forward grip. That was a little bit tougher to show, but forward grip. Okay, so showing the upward. Oh, that's downward, sorry, my mistake. There we go. Upward's a little bit more difficult, but here, one more time. There we go. Okay, so to reverse grip, back to right. In some ways, the spin on the reverse to right is easier on the upward wield than it is on the downward wield. But hopefully that's helped with the flips. Once you get to the full flips, really this is the same thing as a double flip. I just have to throw it higher in the air to get it done. The number of flips that you can accomplish really boils down to your to your overhead space, how high you can throw them. Eventually the saber will start losing momentum, so really I wouldn't try to do more than 2. You can get 3, but you're going to have to throw it really high to do that. Hopefully this has been of use, and I'll see you on the forums.